Do you ever find yourself thinking about who would win in a fight between Goku and Superman? Hi, I'm James Gavsey, and on the Who Would Win show, me and my co-host Ray ignore anything important happening in the outside world and debate fictional battles between characters from comics, movies, and video games.
We got a new show every week, and almost always am I the winner.
Yeah, not true, Ray.
In the past, we've discussed such matches as Captain America versus Darth Vader, Solid Snake versus the Iron Giant, classic matchups like RoboCop versus Terminator, and even the Muppets versus Sesame Street.
That one was crazy. So if you're a fan of geek culture and love a spirited debate, check out the Who Would Win show wherever you get your podcasts, or check us out at whowouldwinshow.com.
Oh, hello. Welcome in. I have another edition of Not the Best of, the Eric Zane Show podcast. That usually means I'm up north. I am up north for this one. In fact, I don't want to make it seem like I made this generically. I actually recorded it on the 23rd of May at 1:40 p.m. as the words leave my lips. Okay? And then I compile it all together. It takes me about 15 minutes to whip up a Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast and post it. That's in English, post it, not post it, to the platform, the free podcast platform. That's how I do it. So you got the Thursday May 25 show, Not the Best of. Friday, Not the Best of. And then Monday, Memorial Day, Not the Best of. Okay? Some housekeeping. I'm also hosting the Anthony Cumia show Monday on Compound Media. Not live. I'm recording it right here. I can do all these fun things from my little shithead studio, the Fear Bunker studio above my garage. Interesting things that I can do, like, schedule a show. It's ready to go. You can schedule these months in advance. It's crazy. In addition to the free stuff I'm posting, the Not the Best of, which basically I pulled a bunch of old Patreon shows from in the first couple months of podcasting. So it was very early in this game. This is years ago. So I think in one of the clips, I'm talking about how Russia invaded Crimea, like part of Ukraine, and made it theirs. This is years before the invasion of Ukraine. That's weird. I was like, wait, what the hell just happened? Oh, yeah, they invaded Crimea first. So all the news is dated, obviously. And it's important to note that my opinions on the world may have changed in the time that I did these shows back however many years ago that they were to where I stand right now. I'm constantly evolving. That's one of the many things that makes me better than everybody in the world. Or at least that's what I tell myself. Okay, on Patreon for the Thursday, May 25, Friday, May 26, and Monday, May 28, I have 3 while I'm away shows. Those are long. Those are like 3 hours each. If you know, you know. All on Patreon. Okay, here you go. Enjoy the first segment of Not the Best of, the Eric Zane Show podcast.
Good morning.
Zany
Morning.
Here's a man who's usually wrong.
He didn't care.
But he doesn't care.
He didn't care.
Here's a man who...
Eat things that'll make a billy goat puke.
You're now rocking with the best. It's the Eric Zane Show podcast.
And
Here's your host, Eric Zane.
Thank you, Kevin in Muskegon. What happened to you, buddy? What happened? The growing list of dissatisfied customers in the Eric Zane Show podcast universe. Hell, with the number of dissatisfied folks, you could pretty much start your own podcasting network. That is that's profound. You've got a long list of dissatisfied customers, to be sure. Well. Daisy is back in here in the room with us after serving her suspension That's poetic considering my suspension on Facebook is ending today. She was sent out. She got a 2, 5, 10 for instigating, fighting, and a misconduct. She is back and behaving appropriately to some degree, but I am a little concerned because over my shoulder, they appear to be kind of like, I'm not worried about a fight so much. I'm worried about, what do you call it? Bruce humping her until there is a dog jizz incident, which has actually happened. Now, I don't know if all of you have been able to see your dog's orgasm before, but it'll change your life. It's horrible. The line, Eric, I think Bruce just jizzed, was the actual quote from the Queen of the Forest when, God, he was so engorged from humping Daisy, who ran away, that all it took was a few more air pumps and it actually went, and I didn't see it. She goes, yeah, Bruce just jizzed. I mean, she's been on the business end of one of those eruptions, not from the dog. At least I don't think. So she knows a thing or two about what it looks like. And I'm like, what the huh? The dog just jizzed. And, well, so I don't want that to happen. I think we're okay. I hope. Hey, look, seriously, guys, I just want to get through this. I just want to get through this. All right. Hey, Daisy. Hi, honey. Yeah, I know you're sorry. I know you're sorry. I know you just thought you were doing your job and you're kind of a jealous girl. That happens. All females are. Human and dog. They're all jealous. Us guys, we can't do anything without them getting jealous of us. That's why they're trying to take our wages, which they can't have. I'm kidding. It's just a joke. You can have my wages. You ever be in a room full of women and then you see something on TV that news report, the average lady the average lady has to work only for every dollar a man makes, a woman makes 70 cents. You're like, oh, fucking shit. Come on, man. Don't do that to me now. And then your only play is go, yeah, that's terrible. It's terrible. And it is. It is. I mean, come on now. Okay. Phil Collins. Genesis, Against All Odds, Disney movies. He's touring right now. And, wow, I give this guy a lot of credit. And I will share this with you so you can see what I see. And for those that are listening to the audio podcast, you can look on your own as, just kind of checking the show notes there, as I like to do. He's fucked. And his body is so broken down. I'm not sure how. I think I might explain it in this article. That Genesis is on tour and he sits in a chair. He can't play the drums anymore. His son is now the percussionist / drummer, who I think is also struggling with hair loss because he wears a stupid hat on stage. So, God, I cannot imagine how. I feel bad for people who are losing their hair and they don't like it so much that they feel the need to wear a hat because they're embarrassed by that. And it's like, dudes, it's okay. Just either shave it or, but don't try to trick anyone. I mean, the comb over, no one's buying it. Do people even do the comb over anymore? But the hat, I'm like, come on, man. Let's see your beautiful head. Just shave it off. I want to see That beautiful baldness. So many men have this. This is not a big deal. But Phil Collins is just fucked. And in these photos, every photo is unflattering. There's one where he's leaning on a cane, and he makes the NFK look like the winner of the CrossFit Games. I mean, it's that bad. Oh, if I'm Phil Collins, I put a hit out on whoever published these photos, because he looks either R-word or like he's 137 years old. There's one where he's actually leaning with the hunched over old man frame over the cane. I get the urge to like sit up straight when I see these. What the fuck is going on with Phil Collins? But again, I give him all the credit in the world for heading out on the road. He's only 71 years old, sitting while performing in Berlin during the European leg of Genesis, The Last Domino Tour, as singer battles debilitating health conditions. This one says Phil Collins continued to look frail as he performed with his band. This comment, I mean, none of these pictures say Phil Collins hanging tough, gives it his all, or Phil Collins still sings a razor's edge. Phil Collins, tone is perfect, though seated. You know, nothing flattering about this. Whoever the asshole is who published these, and now everything is frail. Look at this one says, the singer who's touring with Mike Rutherford and Tony Banks, all 71 years old, wore a glum expression as he remained seated throughout the gig, plagued by health issues in recent years, starting with an injured vertebrae in his upper back in 2009. He is like the NFK. The injury was sustained during a show and left him with cripplingly painful nerve damage. Despite Phil's health issues after 2 breakups and a reunion tour, the English trio have been back on the road under the banner of The Last Domino Tour. They opened their set with the song Behind the Lines and then Duke's End, both from their 1980 album, Duke. Uh-oh. Hey! Okay, enough. Hold on a minute. Hey, I've had it. I'm going to cash in my chips any minute now. You got to stop this. Both of you. I'm talking to you. You're the problem. Well, actually, you're the problem because you keep licking his penis. Now, seriously. I'm just, a third of the way into this thing. All we need to do, just finish strong. We're having a great time talking about Phil Collins. I'm going to be like him in 20 years, you two. And then we'll go for a walk. Look you heard that. That's why your head tilted. I said, go for a walk. I say that, and look at him. He's excited. O'Neill, he's over here. He's excited too. If you give me just a handful, if you can just work with me here, we can all go for a walk. But not now. I know you love to go for a walk. You got to be patient. Dad's working. Don't look at me with that sad face either. So no more boners, no more dog jizz. Please. I don't. Okay. What is in the air tonight? I think that's Phil Collins, right? That's not Genesis. Abacab. Genesis, right? I just saw Stu McAllister talked about this exact thing. Now, God knows what he's doing right now. No one knows his job title. I think he's a gigolo. He might be at the job right now. I'm confident. Well, I don't think we'll be able to get him. He's probably working. But no one knows the guy's job, so who knows? He's keeping that very, very hush-hush right now. But I know Stu McAllister talked about this on the Elemental podcast. I want his thoughts. I think I would need to hear how Phil Collins sings.
I've reached the phone of Stu.
Because, frankly, if you go to see Genesis, I can live without Phil Collins playing the drums. And I can live with him being seated. I won't be able to live if he... hold on a second. Yeah, I'm podcasting.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, should I call you back?
Well, I was listening to your podcast from yesterday, and are we going to Papa Rob's or something?
Well, Diana and I are on the 19th.
Well, why wasn't I invited?
Well, I haven't gotten that far yet. I need to make sure that where we're going, Uncle Mike's, that you can, because they're still freaked out. Remember what's her name? Sophia?
Yeah, I know Sophia.
She doesn't have an immune system. So, and I don't make the rules. It's their house. They're kind of, I think they're still kind of like very worried because she can't cough. And it would be horrible. So, and let me get back to you on that.
Okay, well, I can go.
Yeah, I know it. Okay. All right.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. More on her in a second. Wait till you hear this story. Holy shit. Okay, the dogs are behaving. This is good. This is good. Okay. All right, that looks good. That looks good. Awesome. If he starts busting out Abacab and he sounds like fuck and can't hit the notes, God, I hate that. I mean, I can live with all those other things, but if he can't sing, well, then it's a disaster. And one of my biggest things that really makes me sad is when these old rockers can't rock no mo. Okay? Like the one I think who can still perform as strong as he did when he was young. Like even if you hear Paul McCartney now or Mick Jagger, something's going on there. It's not perfect. Mick is less obvious than Paul. And Keith Richards, I don't even think he plays guitar. Get a search online, Keith Richards' hands. The destructive arthritis that has taken place. They are so gnarled. In fact, I got to look right now and then share it with you and then put it in the show notes. Keith Richards' hands. Oh, my God. They don't even look like hands. They look like they would be very pleasurable if they were to go up your lady's butthole. But, oh, God, his knuckles have just become so odd looking. There you go. Oh, shit. It's too long of a link. It won't do it. Never mind. I'll link it up in the show notes so you can look on your own. It's bad. But I digress. If he can, the only guy who can still perform is Sammy Hagar. Sammy's in his 70s, and he can still hit everything like he's 24 years old. I am not shitting you. He can sing the fuck out of anything, and he's an excellent guitar player. Holy shit. Out of all the old guys, he is the one who's found the fountain of youth. All the rest of them it's just there because you're looking at a legend. You're not even really enjoying it. Everything sounds like fuck these days. Okay? And they sell out, and I don't know how they do it, smoke and mirrors, but it sounds like shit. And everybody loves it because it's nostalgic. Genesis, Phil Collins, he's in a chair. I'm pretty sure he shits in the chair during the show. I've seen pictures of an actual colostomy bag filling up with piss and turds as the show goes on. In fact, there is a trick that he has. His son is on drums, the balding guy, and they have figured out that in some of those songs, because they actually do the song in the air tonight. And the moment when Phil Collins' son hits the I can feel it coming in, you see pulsating turds going through a tube into the bag that match the beat of the drum. He has managed to shit appropriately to the exact rhythm of the beat, and it's, from what I'm told, you can see it on YouTube, I swear, I'm not even making it up, the shit flying out of his body as he sits there. So I find that to be incredible. I mean, that alone is worth the price of admission to go see Genesis. But nevertheless, whew, my God. So that is Phil Collins. I wanted to get to that. I wanted to get to that in the free podcast today, but I ran out of time so you could see the frailty of this guy. But I give him all the credit in the world. As long as he can sing, I think it's cool. Okay? And, of course, he's got the colostomy bag thing. That's also very interesting. The band has to be careful not to step on it. They would rupture the actual colostomy bag on stage, and that would be just a horrible thing. Taking a time out on Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast to tell you about some of the great sponsors. First of all, the show originates in the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. Baldwin Ace Hardware, a beacon of DIY awesomeness in the Northland. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live, or download the Twitch app and search Eric Zane Live. If you ever want to reach out, send me some hate mail, eric@ericzaneshow.com. That is the Shore Liners Striping inbox. Today, the show is brought to you by A&E Heating and Cooling. The immortal Joe Martinez. Love him and his crew so much. So if you ever have an issue with the AC or the furnace, this time of year we talk AC, this is who you call, 616-516-8579. Scheduled maintenance, maybe an AC tune-up for $79. That's cheaper than everybody else. Everybody charges $99 to $119. Joe does it for $79. No one else does it that cheap. If they do, they suck. 616-516-8579 for Joe Martinez, A&E Heating and Cooling. Thank you to Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Fantastic place to get your vehicle repaired. Scheduled maintenance. Maybe you're stuck on the side of the road. You're like, oh my God, tow truck shows up. Probably Grand Valley Towing. I love those guys. And then you just say, take it to Irvine's. You're like, all right, yeah, we know. Take it to Irvine's. Throw the keys in a little drop box thingy or whatever it is. They'll take care of the rest. 616-532-6600. They've got a loaner cars for free, you know, while you're getting your car fixed. Typically, loaner cars are for people who don't have any friends and everybody hates them. I'm kidding. 616-532-6600. All right, rolling on. More here on Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast. Speaking of horrible things, Russia yesterday, the plan was, in addition to try to make headway and get into Ukraine, was to destroy pregnant women and children that are getting treatment in the hospital. So yesterday, Putin gave the order, go ahead and blow up the maternity ward, the maternity hospital, and then on the back end of the trip, I want you to blow up the children's hospital. Now, that is so terrible. I mean, that is, he is quickly rising the ranks and trying to, Putin is, and zeroing in on a Hitler level of evil. That, of course, the greatest evil that I guess I could think of off the top of my head that has been walking amongst us. But, you know, blowing up the maternity ward in the children's hospital, these are things that Hitler would do. So we cannot put Putin ahead of Hitler here. But, I mean, when they're using words like atrocity and war crimes, I mean, wow. I mean, that everything's at a different level. And so now I guess what I'm asking is, what could possibly be the end game here after you've blown up all the pregnant women and the sick children? So you've got dead pregnant women and dead kids blowing up hospitals. I mean, in my opinion, the gloves are off, okay? So, I mean, what does that mean, Eric Zane? Does that mean we should nuke them? Yes. Yes, it does. But we need to be smart about this, and we need to tap into our American creativity, okay? We need to look back on this, the biggest, one of the biggest domestic terrorists that has ever walked the planet, the late, not so great Timothy McVeigh, very sneaky fucker who blew up our children and our women and our federal building on his own. Okay, so a little tit for tat. We rent a Ryder truck just like McVeigh, and on the inside of it, we don't build a fertilizer bomb. We put a nuclear device in there, okay? And there's got to be one of you great American patriots who would be willing to drive the truck into Russia. And you simply just drive through and try your best to make it through. And you drive to the Kremlin and or a children's hospital, or perhaps even a women's clinic, or I don't know, a school, perhaps, and blow up the bomb. No one claimed responsibility. U.S. goes, I don't know. Oh, they did? Holy shit. Oh, my God. It was one of us. Well, it's not us. We had nothing to do with it. You got to be sneaky about this shit. Now, I, of course, really don't mean this because it would probably be the end of the world as we know it. But what the fuck? And here's what I dwell on. Let's just say that we look at our crystal ball. And if you are Russia and you haven't won this war, you've destroyed lives, destroyed communities and cities and buildings and property and on and on and on, but you lose the war. Then what? Do you just like go home and expect the world to turn around and respect you in any fashion? Because in my opinion, all of these businesses that have pulled up stakes in Russia, I mean, if the war ends, you still don't open it up, right? You can't like just go, oh, thank God. Well, now that you're done, now that you've blown everything up and tried to kill all the children and the women that are pregnant, but the war is over, we're going to reopen the McDonald's. No, that's not going to happen. None of that shit's going to happen. I guess my point is, what's the end game here? Either he wins and takes over the country, and then we kind of just have to sit and wait awkwardly and see what happens next. And this all comes because the fucking idiot has nuclear weapons. And this is what scares me to death, because I don't think he's going to be successful in trying to take over this country. So when I ask the question, what is his end game? I think this crazy fucker's end game is going to be he's going to launch a tactical nuclear strike at Ukraine. And then it's fucking over, man. Then it's like, holy shit. So yesterday, I go online and I'm searching for a generator. And I found a terrific generator. It's $1,300. It runs on gas and it runs on propane. It's a whole home generator. Now, I don't mean to scare you, but I'm thinking about this shit. This is frightening the fuck out of me. Generator. I have a spot in the house that is extremely safe. I might have to go back to Aldi and start buying the fucking spam here. What the fuck? And this all comes to, and I keep thinking about it more and more because this crazy fuck is blowing up the maternity wards and the Children's Hospital. Holy shit. Boy. All right. I guess we see what today will bring. Motherfuck. I do not like this at all. And I don't want to hear about, hey, yeah, but we're taking yachts. We're taking super yachts, and the McDonald's is closed down. I don't think he gives a fuck. Holy shit. Okay. Sorry about the doom and gloom, but it's kind of on my mind. Let's see. Stu writes this. It's Laugh Fest time. It has reminded me of when I was on your Freeburn Outwing show at the Orbit Room. Thanks for having me on that, you fuck. Can I call you real quick? Yeah, that was great. Ah, yes. Laugh Fest in West Michigan. Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, is fucked. In the mid-90s, Jerry Jones was at the airport. Okay? And he ran into a chick that he liked, a ticket counter agent for American Airlines in Little Rock, Arkansas. He started to hit on Cynthia Davis. That's her name. I don't know what the fuck happened, but I guess she was smitten by him. I'm guessing that in 1995, Jerry Jones was 99 years old. But the relationship blossomed. And they porked. This lady gave birth to a little girl named Alexandra on December 16th, 1996. Shortly after that, Cynthia Davis, the woman that Jerry Jones had sex with, and her husband filed for divorce. Now, Jerry Jones been married this whole time. Been married to the same woman for a long time, as far as I know. During the divorce proceedings, it was determined through genetic testing that Alexandra Davis was not the child of Cynthia Davis's husband. So dad was not ordered to pay child support. Hang on a second. You don't have to pay. That's not your, he's like, that's not my baby. You're right. When the divorce was finalized and Alexandra Davis did not have a legal father. Let's see. Jerry Jones and his wife, Jean, married in 1963. They have 3 children, 63, Jesus, and all have a front office role with the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, Jerry Jones is the owner, team president, general manager, all that shit. Well, back then, Jerry, and I don't know if he did this quietly. Maybe he did this with his wife was made aware. I don't know. And then somehow repaired the relationship. I'm hoping and praying that Jean Jones, Mrs. Jerry Jones, is not aware of this. Because the shitstorm for this guy to go through, I don't know. I kind of would like to see him struggle. It would be awesome in a weird way. Jerry Jones wrote a check to Mrs. Davis, or Ms. Davis, for $375,000. And the child was to receive certain monthly, annual, and special funding from a trust until she turned 21. The child was to receive lump sums when she turned 24, 26, and 28. So then Jerry Jones had this woman sign, the mom of the child, sign a confidentiality agreement. This didn't happen anywhere. No big deal. Okay, it's done. Jerry Jones is like, great. Well, the one person who didn't have a signed contract was the child. So the child is informed, yeah, you can say whatever the fuck you want. So now this chick who's 25 right now, has said, yeah, hey, I'm Jerry Jones's daughter. And everybody's like, huh? What? You are? And so that's where it gets weird because of that. Now the mom and the daughter starred in a local reality show. The mom and the daughter ended up having tons of cash. They were on a reality show called Big Rich Texas before anybody knew about this. And at the time, representatives for the mother of Alexandra, Jerry Jones's mistress, and the show, she's like, hi, I'm Cynthia Davis, and I'm living off a trust fund. And she was his. And so this is a great investment. I mean, if you're her and you realize Jerry Jones wants to have sex with you, do it. Absolutely have sex with him. You have a child. Sure, you had to have sex with Jerry Jones, but this worked out wonderfully. This is great for her. Alexandra Davis grew up in the Dallas area and graduated from SMU. Jones has been in contact with the mom, but he and Alexandra Davis have never met, according to the lawsuit. Bring in the very famous, the multi-talented hero of the universe and starter of many jobs. We welcome in the one and only Stu McAllister. Hello, Stu.
Hey, Eric Zane, how are you, man?
Are you actually on the job right now?
Oh,
are you at work right now?
Me? No, I'm not at work.
Okay.
No. I work second shift.
Okay, good. I didn't want to bother you, and no one knows what you're doing, right? You're on the down low.
Yeah, I keep it relatively secret.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about
when I quit in a day or two, I'll fucking blow it open.
Of course. Now, you recently left the other job, and we didn't know about that one either. Can we now say what the last job was?
Oh, no, I'm still at the last job.
Oh.
I'm still waiting on the new job.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, when we spoke last week, I was like, I thought, okay, so we're still in that limbo period.
Yeah, they're doing a very extensive background check, and every night at midnight or so, they send me an email going, hey, we need this. Like, why are you emailing me at midnight? And why didn't you ask me about this originally? So it's a process.
Now, do you think they're going like just Googling your name?
Probably. That's what it feels like right now.
Okay, so they're pouring over every show. They are listening.
They're pouring over everything. Man.
They are
It's
listening
ridiculous.
to every one of your shows. Have you ever? Let me ask you this: how many times on your show have you called black people the N-word with a hard R?
Thankfully, zero. You'd probably be surprised, but it's zero.
Okay, this is good news, Stu.
Yes, thank you.
I noticed I was tipped off about a story, and it was the frailty of Phil Collins. I saw you talked about that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He looked
right.
It's horrible. And and I didn't get a chance to listen to hear if he can still sing, because if he can still sing, that might be okay. But
yeah, I think they're saying that he can, but it's still just like, do I want to watch this 70-plus-year-old man just sit there and sing a song? I don't know. It's sad to me.
If he can sing, I can endure it. But I was suggesting earlier with the audience that he needs to hire a hitman to kill the person who took the photographs of him, because he looks like a decrepit monkey skeleton.
I want someone to just carry him around the stage like he's actually walking around, but it's somebody else to be like, was it Master Blaster from Mad Max or whatever?
Well, if you remember Game of Thrones, Hodor used to carry Bran around on his back. So we can hire a giant black man with no clothes on to strap Phil Collins to his back.
How about that dude with the monster cock?
Yes, well, he's dead. But if Michael Clark Duncan were alive, he's dead too. This would be Michael Clark Duncan. And then, every time Phil Collins needed some help with the vocals, he would reach the microphone around, and Michael Clark Duncan would do his character from the Green Mile and go, "Okay, boss."
Jesus. I did not realize that dude with the huge cock was dead.
Yeah, his name is Barry, and I have images of him all around my studio. Some sick fuck keeps sending me merchandise with various. I've got the coffee mug in my hand. I've got
that's Pellerito. That's got Pellerito written all over it.
I don't know who it is. They're all
Yep.
Stu. You know this. They're all animals.
Oh yeah.
Every one of them.
Listening audience is fucking deviant people.
Did you hear about the guy who's running for the 74th district, which is part of Kent County, and the guy who said, if you're getting raped, just sit back and enjoy it?
Yeah, I fucking reamed on that guy yesterday. God, it's hard to believe this guy represents fucking where I live.
I mean, why can't people turn on people like that? You would think that people who, if they have a like-minded idea of how politics should be, they would still not let him get away with saying those things, right?
His own family is like, don't vote for my dad. He's an idiot.
I realized that after I finished my show. Yeah, that was the guy who, when his daughter said, "Yeah, my dad's a fuckhead. You don't want to vote for my dad. He sucks dick."
He sucks Barry's dick.
Oh God,
the worst.
Well, okay. Let's see. Was there? You said Laugh Fest. And are you working again, helping those people get Laugh Fest going?
Fuck no.
Okay, good.
I just unfortunately I'm too busy.
Yeah.
Working second shift too. It just it doesn't mesh.
Yeah.
I would like to, but my life is much different now.
Of course it is. But you were reminded because at the Orbit Room, we did a bit with you when I was with Free Beer and Hot Wings where you went on stage and did like 5 minutes, right?
Yeah, and then you guys destroyed me.
And then we were writing insults, and then we made you on cards, and then we made you read the insults back.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, you guys destroyed my ego, and I've never been the same human being again. But it was a lot of fun.
I remember only one joke. No, I remember two jokes. You read one, and you were, oh, fuck. It said something like, "You are ugly as fuck." And then another one said, "Gilda's Club hopes you get cancer."
Yeah, that was the classic line there.
Well, Stu, I mean, it was horrible, but it was fun. I enjoyed making fun of you.
Yeah, I mean it was a roast more or less. I knew what was going to happen, and it was a good time.
We did that bit again with another chick, with a female comic. Well, there was two. It was more than we did that bit again when we did the show at DeVos Performance Hall. And Derek Hebler, do you remember Derek Hebler?
Yeah,
okay.
I know Derek Hebler. Yeah.
Derek got ripped a new one, and he laughed it off. And then we brought up this female comic. I forget her name. I used to actually work with her at a radio station. Huh. And I knew she was in comedy, so I said, "Hey, yeah, we're going to bring you up, and then we're going to rip you a new asshole. That's it. Right. That's the bit." Right. And she goes, "Oh, okay." And then she goes on stage, and she does her bit. And then the first joke I made was about how large her ass was. And she got so pissed off. It was horrible. Oh. She took it so poorly. And I was like, "You have got to be kidding me. I can't. This is why all female comics suck. This is why right here. This is the reason why you should not be in comedy."
Well, I mean, that's on her then too. Like, you know what the bit is. You know what they're going to say weird, awful shit about you.
I told you.
If you can't handle it, don't do it.
I should have been more specific. I should have said, "Ma'am, look, I couldn't help but notice, but your ass is large." So that's going to be my first joke.
Right. And then she should have said, "Oh, I cannot handle this. I'm out."
Right. But whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, it's a good time, man. It's a good bit.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm totally kidding about that. All women are great, and they should be comics. Right, Stu?
Yes, all of them. Incredibly funny. Everybody is funny.
Yes, everybody is funny. Okay, well, what time do you start work tonight?
2.
2 p.m. till like midnight or something?
Yeah, it sucks.
Oh, you dick.
Ugh, gross.
Okay, well, good luck. I'm glad I got a hold of you.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Stu McAllister, of course. Still in the old job. Holy shit, still in the old job. Hey, watch this. Watch this. Let's go for a walk. You want to go for a walk? Is it time to go for a walk? It is time to go for a walk. Okay. You know what that means. It's time to go for a walk. Thank you so much for being here, folks. I love you. I'll talk to you. We got the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast coming up tomorrow at 5 p.m. And, I'll talk to you tomorrow on the free podcast. Till then, folks, have a good one. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, listen up. I always sit up a little taller when HelloFresh partners with the Eric Zane Show podcast. Look, HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery shopping. It's also 25% cheaper than takeout. Because if you're going to prepare a meal like this at home that you're going to get restaurant quality food through HelloFresh, you're going to have to go to the store and buy all these giant bottles of ingredients, which are probably going to sit in your home forever until they expire, and then you throw them away. Not so with HelloFresh. Everything is pre-portioned for that meal. Shows up at your house. You look like a genius. The food is fantastic. And everybody is going to love you. I am not kidding you. I've never been so sure about something. HelloFresh.com/Zane16. When you go that route, you use code Zane16 for 16 free meals plus free shipping. HelloFresh.com/Zane16 and use code Zane16 for 16 free meals plus free shipping. You're going to love this. Try it. And the month of May is perfect because HelloFresh is celebrating Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So you can try limited time, authentic recipes created in partnership with an amazing chef by the name of Serbi Sani of New York City's Tagmo restaurant. So you will be able to do that in your own home. I'm not kidding you. Do this. HelloFresh.com/Zane16. Promo code Zane16. 16 free meals. What have you got to lose? Plus free shipping. Try it today. HelloFresh. Amen. All right, time out on Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast. I want to say it. I don't have any idea what is on these shows. I don't want you to think like I'm doing some great service by posting a Not the Best of show. I call it Not the Best of because I'm literally just grabbing shit and throwing it up. You know, as far as I know on these clips, I'm saying terrible things about gay people or something like that. I have no idea. This is what's going to get me canceled. If you hear anything that's wonky, say, oh my God, you won't believe what you said on this show. Let me know and send me a timestamp. I'd love to hear that. Hire me on Cameo, cameo.com/Eric Zane. My cameos are the best. They're cheap, a lot of fun. And, well, you're the boss. You're telling me what I'm doing, whether it's roast, whether it's PG or NC-17. I can do it all. Cameo.com/Eric Zane. Thanks to the Kent County Health Department for being here on the show. 3 things they like me to talk about. The WIC program. Immunizations, no charge for the little ones if you qualify. And personal health services to keep you healthy if you like to have lots of sex. I'm not even kidding about that. Thank you, Kent County Health Department, 616-632-7200 or accesskent.com/health. Berlin Raceway. BerlinRaceway.com. Racing this weekend. 6:30 start. The seniors get in free. I mean, like not seniors in high school, like the old timers. Old timers get in free. Current military and veterans who have ended their military career, they all get in free. They do this every year on Memorial Day. So that's very nice. So if you fit those descriptors, just flash the badge when you get in and you're in free. Otherwise, tickets are just $14 when you buy online, $17 at the door. BerlinRaceway.com. Tickets $14. Racing starts 6:30. There's fireworks when it's all said and done. That's awesome. So theoretically, mom and dad $14 each. Kids 15 and under free. Parking's free. Beer's cold. Beer's cheap. You can bring in a cooler with all your snacks. You can bring in all the soft drinks you want as long as there's no glass and no booze. How about that? I just love saying it and describing how great the setting is at Berlin. The best value in entertainment, sports entertainment in West Michigan. Thank you to Berlin. Okay, we're rolling on with more of Not the Best of, the Eric Zane Show podcast.
It's embarrassing.
It's time for the Eric Zane Show Patreon bonus podcast, where you're more likely to hear something that would have gotten him fired from radio.
Yeah.
Here's your host, Eric Zane.
Stu McAllister. This is the Patreon bonus podcast. Welcome in. It is for Wednesday. Again, it's all nutty and weird because what I would normally do on a Tuesday night did not happen because of, basically the day got long. I could not record the way I wanted to prior to the Griffins game. So I'm like, screw it. I'll do it after the damn game. No big deal. I stay up late now these days. And sure as shit, something goes down with the fucking Zamboni and destroys the ice. I didn't want to say it on the freebie, but I'll say it on this. Some asshole does not know how to operate the fucking machinery, and the ice had a fucking hole in it, and it was just a disaster. Players go over there. At the end of the second period, players go over and look at the fucking ice. At the end of the second intermission, they're like, what? There's concrete here. What the hell? What am I supposed to do? They're going to break their legs. So the repair, it was a miracle that game was finished. A flat-out miracle. I was shocked that they even played. There's a classic picture that I took of a couple of Griffins, one Griffin player, Joe Hickett, standing next to Keegan Colasar, who was... they were reading the rule book, and with another guy, the alternate captain's holding the rule book. Keegan Colasar for Chicago's looking over his shoulder, and Hickett's is standing there. 1 hour earlier, Colasar was beating the piss out of Hickett's, just punching the shit out of him on the ice. Colasar's a big, nasty, gigantic man, and they're like, no big deal. I don't understand how hockey players think the way they think, but it's just shocking that somebody can punch you in the face repeatedly, and then you're like, hey, yeah, what are we going to do if the game's canceled? I don't know, go out for a beer. That's freaking crazy. All right, I'm not going to lie to you. Catching up to all of this content is a pain in my little wet dick. That's graphic and terrible, but I'll try to make it somewhat entertaining to you. This story comes to us from the Baltimore, Maryland area.
She's 10 years old.
You have a 10-year-old student who just won the handwriting contest. Guess what? There's something that should make it that her handwriting is not so great. You'll find out here, but her handwriting's great. I saw it. I was like, look at that.
They came to the United States from China.
And Ron Matz introduces us to a remarkable student who is proving when it comes to academics, nothing will stop her.
Make sure you've got something blue.
Sarah Hinesley is your typical 10-year-old.
I like to play. I like to watch TV.
She excels in the classroom at St. John Regional Catholic School in Frederick. She recently won a national handwriting contest, recognized for her excellence in cursive.
I think it's kind of kind of easy and sometimes kind of hard because you don't really...
Something's going on with that voice. I'm not sure what's happened. It's kind of like a combination of talking through nose and Jackie Mann voice.
Remember all the letters to write.
All the more remarkable because Sarah was born without hands.
Yeah, that's right. She has no hands. If you're watching me, pretend I don't have hands. Okay, if there's the arms go to the wrist, and then it's just like a stump. And she just kind of like holds the writing instrument between her two stumps, and then somehow manages to write so well she won the local contest or whatever it is.
I try to figure out what way I could do it and try my best to make it work. Well, the artificial hand I made out of
and this
molding
is
clay.
This is her sister. Now look at these kids are ridiculous because now they're interviewing the sister. They're talking to her because she made a artificial Jamie Lannister hand for her sister. So you got the kid writing the cursive, and then the other one is actually fabricating hands out of clay.
Sister Veronica wanted to help. So in science class, she built an artificial hand for Sarah so they could play together.
So she could catch.
She's like, you can diddle now as you approach. Okay, not okay. No, these are children, you stupid asshole.
A ping pong ball, because she usually can't catch a ping pong ball.
Sarah is an artist too. Nothing stands in her way of her academic goals.
It's pretty amazing, given the physical disability that she has.
The last day of class here is June 13th. That's when Sarah will receive her trophy.
Uh-huh.
I just try my hardest.
She clutches it with her stumps and drops the damn thing.
And put my mind to it, and this is what happens.
Helping hands, like when these sisters go rock climbing.
Helping hands? I don't know if I would have gone down that road. That was worse than my joke.
Anytime I fail, I just keep doing it with Veronica cheering on me. I could always get to the top.
All right, enough talking. They should teach her sign language so she doesn't have to talk for us. I don't know why I'm being so mean to her. I don't know what my problem is. My handwriting might be the worst. If you held a gun to my head and said this needs to be legible, and if it's not legible, we're going to shoot you, there's a pretty good chance I would be dead. So, I don't know. Kudos to you. All right, here's another beautiful gesture that I can ruin. It was at an Alabama restaurant, and, you had three guys there that were eating. And they noticed an old lady next to them who was alone. Now, thank God she wasn't like a racial profiler and carried a pistol, because if these three black dudes came up to the table of the white lady, she might have pulled out her 9 and shot him right there. Thank God none of that happened. As it turns out, it worked out. Jamario Howard posted on Facebook that he and 2 of his friends went to eat at a restaurant in Oxford, Mississippi last week. They noticed a lady sitting alone. Jamario wrote, "My exact thoughts. Dang, I'd hate to have to eat alone." Pause right there. I'd love to eat alone with no one around me. So if you ever see me and I'm old, well, I am now. If you ever see me eating alone, I don't want to talk to you. Fortunately for Jamario, this lady did want to talk to someone. And she got these 3 handsome black men. I wonder if she's like, yeah, this is a dream come true. And it could be a really, really hot porno shoot. GreatGilf.com might be all about this. I have no idea what's wrong with my brain today. Jamario wrote, my exact thought was, dang, I'd hate to have to eat alone. That's when he decided to do something about it. Jamario said he walked up to the woman and asked if he could sit with her. Again, she's probably like, oh, yeah, my ship has come in. Jamario said he walked up to the woman, and she said yes. And as they started talking, he learned that her husband died. I don't know when. It just says he died. And their 60th wedding anniversary was the next day. So she's all eating her moon over my hammy at wherever. And she's probably grieving. I instantly gave my condolences and asked her to come eat with us, which she was excited to do, Jamario wrote. Yeah, I bet. Quote, the point in this is always be kind and be nice to people. You never know what they are going through. This woman changed my outlook on life and how I look at other people. Everyone has a story, so do not judge. All right, enough with the pep talk. We get it. He continued. Jamario ended his Facebook post with an important reminder for people to go see their moms and grandparents. Ah, great. They miss you, he said. Facebook post has been shared more than 30,000 times and has thousands of comments from people who love what he did. One person wrote, faith in humanity restored. Another said, your mamas should be proud for the young men they have raised. I agree. That's a good story. Man, I don't know if I could have... I don't know. I don't know if I would actually... No, I take it back. I probably would if I could detect that someone was lonely. One thing I like to do, and I'm not bragging, it's just something that I do. If, like this guy that used to work, when I used to work at the radio station on BBL, there was this dude named, I figured out his name because I asked him. Homeless guy on the corner. And I'll never forget the look on that dude's face when I walked up to him. And I said, hey, how are you? And he looked at me like, what is going on? And I said, he said, I'm okay. And so I had a conversation with him. And I asked him his name. His name was Paul. So I introduced myself. And then I kind of just left it right there and then just walked away from him. Now, he might have been thinking, hey, you cheap bastard, give me some money. But I was kind of more like just, hey, it's nice to talk to you. See you down the road. So then I saw him a few more times. It wasn't bad. It was some nice interactions. I hope to be able to see him again. All right. Boy, I saw this. This is classic. There's a guy in, let's see. It was a guy in Florida had been using a hidden camera to record a woman while she was in his shower. The woman was house sitting for him, and he used a USB charger with a tiny camera in it. Now, that's bad enough. But and I'm looking at the guy, and he just looks like a creeper.
The heat is on, and Deller.
There's an ad, and it was a device. It looked like a block that you use to charge your iPhone with, one of those things. But it was actually a camera, and well, wait till you hear this guy's name.
A hidden camera used to record a young woman showering. New at 4, a Brevard County man is facing a video voyeurism charge.
Deputies say the hidden camera was disguised as a cell phone charger. News 6's James Barbero explains how he was caught.
Just as you might think, this USB power adapter charges phones. What you might not know is it also has a tiny camera lens and a memory card inside. Jesus. Brevard Sheriff's deputies say it belonged to this man, whose intentions weren't for home surveillance, but for voyeurism.
They noticed that there was a hidden camera that had been placed in the bathroom.
Jonathan Moist's bathroom. He's 46, lives...
That's right. Jonathan Moist is shooting shower videos of chicks that are watching his home. You know, I know that the film Minority Report was all about pre-crime and being able to predict crimes based on the precogs, if you remember that old film with Tom Cruise. Now, we're not talking about that here, but the guy's name is Jonathan Moist. Hey, we're the Moist family. What asshole decided to keep the name Moist? The fact that his father's name was Mr. Moist, Dad Moist, and that asshole never changed his name. So then he has this asshole son named Jonathan Moist, who is guaranteed to be a rapist, a creeper, probably a pedophile, sex with cats, shit like that. You know why? Because his name is Moist. Holy shit. No wonder why this dumb son of a bitch has to take videos of chicks showering. There's no way he's ever seen a woman who is agreeing to be naked in front of hey, how you doing, John Moist? How'd you like to be this asshole on a job interview? Let's see here. Mr. Moist. Interview over. Sorry.
phone, and deputies say he discreetly recorded his niece's friend taking a shower.
Ugh.
She's just 18 or 19.
Oh, no!
She thought it might be a camera. She took a closer look at it and then realized that it did have a lens and that it had an SD card.
Now it's Moist who's in hot water. Arrested Thursday after deputies say the hidden camera was recording several months back at Moist's house in North Titusville. Moist's niece was babysitting his dog, and she brought her friend, who showered, and unknowingly to her, was being
This reporter sounds a little creepy, too, about the whole thing.
Deputies say the two friends discovered the camera right after, and they pulled the memory card, which they put in a computer, and watched the recorded video.
And then they kissed.
He obviously had the
now I'm as bad as Moist.
camera up there for the purpose of recording people in the bathroom shower area.
Do you know how long he had the camera set up? Did he set this up right before they came over?
It appears it had been up for...
It was edited in, and it sounded like shit.
Period of time, and reviewing the camera and the contents on the SD card, there were no other victims found.
Moist returned home today after posting a $2,000 bond here at the Brevard County Jail. He did not return our request for comment, but coming up at 5:30, we'll tell you what he told deputies in his defense about that camera. In Brevard County, I'm James Sparvero, getting Results News 6.
You got more on this? I got to get more on this guy. Holy shit. I want to hear from Mr. Moist. Man, if there was ever a time that I needed a phone number, I need it now. I'm scouring their website looking for an update on Moist. All right, stay tuned because I hope to be able to talk to someone from the Moist family at some point. And I think, screw the fact that he did this. I want to know what's it like growing up in a household where everyone is named Moist. In this rapey family. Holy shit. All right. Again, we are approaching the end of the month. Do not let your Patreon run out because then I'm going to want to slice my wrist. You know me. The shit's already starting to hit the fan. My God. Please stay up to date with your bank or PayPal, whatever the fuck it is. I have no idea, but it's always screwed up. I always a huge nosedive at the end of the month. Beginning of the next month, I appreciate it. Because I'll keep putting out the content for you, rest assured. Thanks for being patient with me, getting this out late and all that stuff. But I'll have more a little bit later on today for the Thursday episode. Thanks for listening. Talk to you. Pause in the action on Not the Best Of, the Eric Zane Show podcast. If you're listening to this and thinking, man, that Eric Zane, business is brisk. There's room for you. If you've got a business, reach out to me. Eric at ericzaneshow.com. I'll tell you how it works. It's so simple. To get your message heard by thousands of people each and every week. Like Blue Frost IT, the managed IT service provider for the Eric Zane Show podcast. 616-200-8550. Great group over there. And they want to help you with all of your IT needs. Now, you can use them for project work. You can use them for consultation to determine what you need to buy. To keep your... Hold on a second. Hey, Darryl. To keep your business up and running. She was chewing on the power cord. My God. Also, if you want someone as a managed IT service provider, meaning someone watching over your tech like I use them for, you can do that too. 616-200-8550. Hello to my friends at the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. 231-332-6505. Love them so much. They'll help you out. I'm telling you. Get you into a mortgage to buy that house. We just had Adam on Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer Trivia. I was talking to him, and he goes, oh, yeah. Forget the mortgage rate, man. People are still buying like crazy. The market's hot again. Get out and buy a house. 231-332-6505. Get your mortgage from Mario. Pre-approved today. Okay, let's get back to it. Our final segment on Not the Best Of, the Eric Zane Show podcast. All right, this is going to suck hard.
It's time for the Eric Zane Show Patreon bonus podcast, where you're more likely to hear something that would have gotten him fired from radio. Here's your host, Eric Zane.
Wow, and glad to be here. Proud of that. So proud. I just want to keep singing this, a new Stu McAllister song. Thank you, Andrea. Audience of 2 on the Patreon bonus live stream. Now 1. So it's going back and forth. What you deal with there is a late night, so just a handful of people will be up to take part in the actual live version of the Patreon bonus. But for the rest of you who listen to the recorded version, thank you. The Patreon bonus still, man, God, today was another gloriously jam-packed day of fun-filled podcasting and internet content for the world. Just a day and a half ago, I was bitching to you about the young people who I had set to join me, and I felt like I still swear to God, this whole thing is not my fault. Remember, I was bitching to you about how Leo and Carl stood me up, and I didn't have the nerve to bring it up with Leo on the freebie because it's just not that big of a deal here on the Eric Zane Show podcast for me to say, hey, you told me you were going to be here and you weren't, and all that shit. But lo and behold, and if you are just jumping in and did not listen to the previous episode, I talked about these 2 young people that are brothers that are going to be like my assistants. I don't even like calling them interns because these kids are one's just graduating from high school. The other one's in 10th grade. They're brothers. They're musicians. They're very, 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 very smart. And I was a little bit thrown off by all of a sudden they just didn't show up because they're a very together couple of young men. And I was like, that was really weird because they wanted to be here and do this. And then all of a sudden they're not here. So I was like, what just happened? So I gave a little bit of the background how last Wednesday, I'm like, hey, you coming? It's 4:20, 4:30. Yeah, we're out of town. We're doing this and that. Leo's getting a drum lesson. And I'm like, well, why didn't the fucking anybody tell me? I mean, all right. I didn't say anything. I go, all right, no problem. And then Monday of this week goes by, and there's no Leo and Carl. No call, no show. So I'm like, well, that's weird. I bitched to you people about it. At about 3:40 today, I get a text. Hey, just after 4 o'clock, good today? And I'm like, holy shit. Yeah, sure. Yeah, yes. Come on by. And I'm like, oh, fuck, man. The fuck am I going to do now? All right. Well, just pretend nothing happened. Leo shows up. It worked out great. He actually was a huge help for me. I said to him, I go, Leo, I'm not going to teach you anything today. I just want you to see how I do the show. Sit down there. I might talk to you. I might not. I have no idea. I'll show you how I upload something. I don't expect you to remember any of this. I'll make you do it on your own, and then I'll walk you through it. But for now, this is just how I do it. So that's how I kind of like to teach people. It was nice to be able to show somebody something without them looking like they were scared to death that I was going to yell at them. It's crazy like that. Weird. Anyway, so Leo was awesome. So now I'm like, shit. So then I said to him, I go, so next Wednesday, are you coming in? And he goes, yeah. And I go, okay, cool. How about Monday? He goes, yeah. And then I said, were you supposed to be here Monday? Was that the plan? I said it like that, with that tone, like, what's that? Like I'm going to get to the bottom of this mystery. He goes, oh, yeah, Easter. I'm like, what the Now, what I want to say is, what the fuck are you talking about, Easter? There's no Easter Monday. And so, in my head, I'm having that discussion. I should say, what are you talking about, dude? Easter was Sunday. He goes, yeah, Easter. What the Monday? Is that a thing? I mean, everyone went back to school and work, right? Okay, no big deal. No, but it was Easter Monday. That's part of it now. Described by Andrea as Egg Fart Monday. Might be. Maybe that's what happened. But still, a good time to be sure. I'm looking forward to working with the boys. Coral, his name is Carl. Coral and Leo. all right, why the hell, if you're watching this, is Eric wearing a purple sport jacket, tie? Well, it's a hockey night. You have to dress up for hockey nights. There was a time when I used to just wear jeans and like a T-shirt when I would do PA. I mean, no joke. And then, I don't know what happened, but I said, you know what? From now on, I am always going to dress up when I do a hockey game. Hockey games to me are very special, professional moments that you always must look your best. You must play the part. You must pretend that this is the NHL Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals all the time. Every game is like that. So that's why I dress up. And it's fun, you know? It's special. So that's why I'm wearing a bright purple jacket. Why purple? I like colors. I like standing out. I like being different. So that's why that is. You'd be surprised, though. These jackets, you can get them for like $50 when you order them online. They come like direct from a sweatshop in China. I mean, when you get it, it still smells like a young Chinese kid's a ball sweat because he scratches his balls and then sews the fabric, and then his boss beats the shit out of him, and then they send this thing, over here for like next to nothing. Yeah, nice jacket. There's some great things coming out of sweatshops today, and I, for one, am not going to shy away from ordering some awesome sweatshop gear. If you really want to save money, you buy Chinese. I'm telling you. All these assholes that say buy American, you can go fuck off for all I care. I didn't make the rules about what's imported here and what's sent out. If the rules are set up for me to get shit from China for a low price, well, you better fucking believe I'm going to do that. Unless you want it. Where else can you get a purple coat for $50? Eat my asshole if you are bitching about that. So I got my China jacket. I got a whole bunch of colorful ones. And I'm off to the rink. Now, you need to know this. This is a continuation of the deal yesterday with yesterday's hockey game. Or I should say the Tuesday night hockey game. As this is recorded, it's just after the Griffins played, and they lost. Holy shit. So now this amazing 5-game series is tied at 4, and we got to go back to Chicago for Game 5. Fuck me. Oh, sorry. Something clicked in my ear. What was that? So, all right, here we go. Now, I'm not going to go into too much of the detail of the game. Just know they lost. I'm kind of bummed out by the losing. I probably might go into more detail if they won. But I'm going to tell you this. For you Patreon people, I've got a gold mine of material from Awkward Hockey Talk. And I didn't really have to do a whole lot of talking, frankly. And I'm going to be able to play, I think, here's the thing. I'm just going to keep this between us, the Patreon people, and me. Because, you see, behind this paywall, we are protected. And this is what I mean. Me having my phone rolling with video captures of hockey players without them knowing it is a big no-no. And I am busting rules. And I will get my ass kicked if I'm going to get my ass kicked eventually. But this is like what my daughter does, ask for forgiveness instead of permission. So I figure eventually somebody's going to find out and say, knock it off. And I'm going to be like, yeah, but, I wear a purple jacket. Anyway, this guy got into the box tonight. And he had a string of obscenities. It was one of the most poetic things I'd heard in a long time. I'm a big fan of swearing, as you know. And there's nothing better than a anger-fueled rage down. No one calls it that. Rage out. Whatever. This guy gets in there, forget what the hell his name was, and he starts swearing at the ref. Now, this ref, I think, is forever going to suffer from PTSD. The ref's first name is Furman. Now, If your name's Furman, you no doubt have spent your whole life getting the shit kicked out of you. So this guy probably played maybe 1 or 2 years of junior hockey and got his ass kicked doing that, and then said, I better go be a ref because I suck and my name's Furman. Now, this guy in yesterday's game, he was the dude that got a little frustrated and was forgetting who was fighting who, and it was just a clusterfuck on the Tuesday night game. So the Wednesday night game is not much better, except the calls were going more into the favor of the Wolves in this game, which is how hockey goes sometimes. But one time, he made a call against some dude from Chicago, and this dude unleashed a series of obscenities that I was really impressed with. And he, in fact, took a shot at him at something that I didn't notice. I noticed that at some point, he yelled out, he referred to the ref. He said, hey, you twitchy motherfucker. And I looked at the ref, and sure as shit, he had some type of fucking palsy or something going on. I'm not sure what it was, but he was kind of like he had the yips or some type of skip or something going on that was making him twitch. And I just thought he was just calling him that to be funny. But then I looked at the guy 1 second later, and sure as shit, he was twitchy as hell. And I thought, what a vivid descriptor. And I thought to myself, if I'm that ref, there's no way this guy is going to be allowed to play anymore. If I have some type of physical malady for life that causes me to twitch uncontrollably and another player calls me a twitchy motherfucker, there's no fucking way you're going to play any more minutes of this hockey game. But he stuck with it. Now, maybe he didn't hear it. I don't know. But this guy continued to go after this ref. He called him a twitchy motherfucker and you stupid sea sucker. I mean, just lighting him up. And then I key on the mic and I start to announce the penalty. And then as I start to announce it, I hear the dude who referred to the ref as a twitchy motherfucker. He goes, oops, sorry. And while I'm thinking to myself, while I'm reciting the call, that why the fuck is that guy saying sorry? And who is he saying sorry to? I finish the call, and I feel a hockey stick poke me. And I look over my shoulder, and it's dude. And he's gone from swearing to being apologetic. He goes, man, I'm sorry. I'm afraid that what I said was getting on the mic. And I go, oh, no, it's very much a mic that you have to be right up on it. You got to be right up on it like this for it to work. If you're here, it's like you can't even hear it. Don't even worry about it. He goes, oh, thank God. So this poor dude thought that he was saying you're a twitchy motherfucker to the to the entire crowd, which was not the case. But I got that all recorded. I have that audio and I have that video. So now I can't guarantee I can post the video tomorrow, but I can. God, I hate promising shit because then if I don't get it done, because I'm jammed tomorrow. I got an interview with Jamie Kennedy via the phone. I got Kids Food Basket coming in here. And but I'm going to try my damnedest. If it's not tomorrow, it'll be the next Patreon bonus podcast. And this is just between us. Do not say shit to anybody about this. So I will have that for you. Of him actually calling the ref a twitchy motherfucker. Holy shit. Oh, God. I will never, ever stop doing this unless unless I get fired. All right. Now, I was sitting in here before I went and recorded this and did this live with you. I was like, what the fuck am I going to talk about? I've just been at this hockey game. My brain is totally invested in this. It takes me for each 30 minutes of this show, whether it be the freebie or the Patreon, that's about an hour and 15 minutes of preparation. And either one or two things are going to happen. Either I'm going to riff and storytell and describe like I am this second, or I am going to talk about something in the news, which sometimes will lead to phone calls and shit like that, which I love. But the ultimate favorite thing is to do what I'm doing right now and just talk to you, which, seems to work. Everybody seems happy for the most part. I haven't had too much negative feedback, here and there. Say you suck dick, but fuck it, I don't give a shit. So I'm like sitting down here. What the fuck am I going to talk to these people about? I got nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I'm like, all right, well, rack your brain, go over it, and get after it, and figure it out as you go. So what you have heard has been that. But one thing did happen that this story needs to be told, because my wife is a one-person wrecking ball. And because this is the scenario, and she's going to kill me if she finds out I told this story, but too bad. We get into the car. And as we start driving, I hear a person go like this. And I'm like, what was that? And it was, because in the car, it was Eric, Diana, Justin, Jacqueline, and Jacqueline's friend Jessica. It's Jessica. In the back seat, it goes Jessica on the outside, Jackie on the outside, Dinah in the middle. We're in a, what do you call it? What is my car? Oh, a Honda Civic Hybrid. And it's small. So you got 5 people, 3 in the back that are the 3 ladies. Justin is a giant in the passenger seat, and me. And I hear this. What the fuck is going on? And then I hear, Mom! It's Jackie. And then I hear windows rolling down. And then Jessica's voice is no longer like in the car. It's almost like she's sticking her face out the window, going, oh, God. Mom! This all happens in 1.5 seconds. It's about that time that this hot zester floats to the front of the car. Diana has pushed out a stream of air that has had to wiggle its way around a hard turd that has been there for probably like 6 days. Andrea describes it as Egg Fart Wednesday in the car. Yes, I guess. And then the line, I can't remember the last time I pooped, is said by Diana. And so it's just pandemonium. Everybody's grossed out. It's so bad. We're stuck at like a light. There's no air going through the car. And then I go, all right, no more, stop, hold it in. And you better not do that in bed. So this is what I have to look forward to tonight. Plus Daisy's in the bed, which she, by the way, shouldn't be up on the bed because if she jumps down, she's going to break her leg. Breaking the rules completely. Daisy hasn't crapped in 2 days. We have a real problem on our hands. And then Diana shit her pants again. Second time. We're 2 miles away from the rink. Oh my God, where's my phone? You have no idea how many times this woman does this. Leaves stuff places. And it's always, like purse, phone, social security card, checkbook, wallet, shit that's like important. Shit that like in the 2 miles it would take to get back, you're worried to death about someone walking away with it. So I was betting it's in the car. Jacqueline does that. She has that feature where you can check on the other members of your family if they let you do it, where they are, And sure enough, she goes, your phone's at the Van Andel Arena. So I had to go all the way back to the fucking arena, go inside, get the phone, and then on our way home. More farts, more chaos. My God. One thing after the other. I want to remind, and I'll be able to do this tomorrow too, but for the folks on Patreon, on Friday, that is Tootsie Roll Day for the cognitively impaired, mentally impaired, emotionally impaired individuals in and around Jenison, Hudsonville, Granville, Michigan. Once a year, I put on the yellow smock with my friends of the Knights of Columbus. It's called the MI Drive. Now, this was the organization where years ago, I always was, I would cringe when I'd see the yellow smock because it actually had the words on it. I think these are the last people to get the memo that word's not okay in the world today. I still like to say it, but I get yelled at, so I don't do it. But they used to say, Knights of Columbus helps retarded children. It actually said the word retarded children. And I was like, fuck, man, that just seems brutal to me. This is like 10 years ago that I'd see that. Help the retarded, it would say. Ugh. Funny feeling every time I see that. It's like, I don't think that works, man. So now it's different. It doesn't say that word anymore. So that's good. I will be helping, though. And what you do is you go to Gemmons hardware store just off Chicago and right by the Family Fair. Everybody knows where Gemmons is, for God's sake. If you live around me, you know where that is. If not, will you please make a trip? 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. is when I will be in front of Gemmons by myself with the smock. That's where my chainsaw was officially said to be dead. Give me like $100 each of you, and I'll give you one Tootsie Roll. Okay? If you want 2 Tootsie Rolls, okay, this is the deal. For every one, if you give me $100, I'll give you 1 Tootsie Roll. If you give me $500, I'll give you 2 Tootsie Rolls. If you give me $5,000, I will give you 3 Tootsie Rolls. What do you think of that? Huh? No, man. Give me $1. I'll give you as many Tootsie Rolls as you want. Your kids, I'll just, whatever. If you want to just drop by and say hello, that's cool too. This money pays for camp for the developmentally, mentally impaired, cognitively impaired kids. They go to a horse camp. Equine camp, I think it's called. But they pet horses. They take care of the horses. They ride on the horses. It's a camp. It costs a lot of money for each kid. The Knights of Columbus pays for all the kids. And they love it. It's a great time. So, come see me. Say hello. I want to see each and every one of you. 2 to 4 on Friday. Capiche? With this beard going, and you can't see this on the recorded. But you're on Patreon Tier 2, you'll be able to see the video later on. It doesn't have to be live. You can go back into the archives. With this suit jacket on and this playoff beard, I look like a really gay Wall Street employee who just took a bath on a bad day on the stock market. Maybe I lost like my life fortune or some shit, and I drank my ass off for the rest of the day. You folks are the best. I appreciate your support. The Eric Zane Show podcast on for another day. Broadcast excellence. See you, folks. Have a good one. Okay. Wow. That is it. Holy cow. No more. We are done. Not the best of the Eric Zane Show podcast in the books. For this, whatever this is. I guess Thursday is when this is airing. Thanks for checking it out, folks. I appreciate you. Patreon.com/Eric Zane is where I have some very special shows. I describe them as while I'm away shows. Something for you to listen to while I'm away. Those shows that are there alone are worth the cost of the Patreon. Okay? You don't know, then you don't know. But if you know, you know. Patreon.com/Eric Zane, and you will know. Thank you so much for checking this out. I'll have more of these shows for the one dated, let's see, Thursday, wait a minute, Friday, May 26th. Wait a minute. Fuck. I got to look at the calendar. I'm all fucked up now. Today's, okay. This one is published Thursday, May 25. The next one published Friday, May 26. I've done it. Thank you for the time. Till next time. Bye-bye.